another cousin of mine. So my grandmother as well. Says, let's go into the toilet. I said, I'll show you me if you show me you. So I said, okay. And her brother was there as well. So we go in, and she pulls down her pants and lifts up her t-shirt. We have a look, and so she wants to see us then, or see me, but I wouldn't. So just go back out again.
It's connecting right now. It's the very, very next thing that comes to mind. You're finding it so easy now, Richard, just to link and connect away. It's relaxing now, and allowing your subconscious mind now to do its job, just to find and to remove that subconscious something that's been the root cause of your problem. Now, what are you seeing there now, please? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye?
My grandmother again, and this man, a friend of my uncle's, he calls me over and he's admiring my pants because there's buttons on it, on my pants. Cream pants.
It's okay to remember now what troubled the younger mind. It's perfectly alright now to remember what troubled the younger mind. It's the next thing now that comes to mind. The very, very next thing now that comes to mind. It's the very, very next thing now that comes to mind, Richard. It's okay to remember now what troubled the younger mind. It's perfectly alright to remember what troubled the younger mind. Now, what are you seeing now? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing?
He asked me to sit up on his knee. And he's at the buttons of my pants. And he just opens them.
Mm-hmm.
And He puts his hand inside my pants. Bastard.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that, Richard. What was that? He's a what?
Bastard.
Okay. Then what happens? Then what happens now?
He's just playing my penis. He keeps on pulling it and pulling it. I don't know what he's trying to do. Pulling and he's hurting me and his nails are digging into my penis. And my mother's in the other room, in the kitchen, with my grandmother. And I just want to go. I just want to get away. And I tell him I have to go to my mother, and he says, "Oh no, stay a while. Stay another while." I said, no, I have to go.
Continue now.
I just eventually get away, but just insist that I'm going. Just push myself up off him. And tie my pants and go round to my mother's. And I want to tell her. But I can't. I want to tell her what he did.
Why can't Richard tell Mother now?
Too embarrassed.
What's Richard doing here with Mother when he's feeling embarrassed? What's happening?
I'm trying to avoid going back into the front room, and I'm avoiding staying in the room with my mother as well. I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
How's Richard feeling now? Just become aware of your face, become aware of your heart, become aware of your body. How's he feeling now?
Very confused.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what he was doing. Amazed. What the hell is he doing?
Is young Richard blushing here with his mother?
No, I don't think so, because I was afraid to face her.
You're afraid to face her. Okay.
I don't want to go into the kitchen.
You're afraid to face her. You're afraid to do what? To look at her, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're afraid to face her, you're afraid to look at her.
Yeah.
And what's your problem today, Richard? You're afraid to look people in the eye, isn't that right?
Yeah.
And you're afraid to face your mother, you're afraid to look at her, isn't that right?
Yeah.
How's your face feeling, Richard, there? When you're afraid to look at Mum?
It's a bit hot.
It's a bit hot. Because you're feeling...
Embarrassed.
And guilty, I'd reckon.
And guilty.
And people that feel guilty normally do what with their face?
Blush.
They normally blush, don't they?
Yeah.
Now you're in the room with this man. Just go through that memory again. You said you got him off you. What does that mean?
Oh, I got off him.
You got off him, okay.
Yeah, he had his arm, I was sitting on his knee.
What is it that you wanted to do with that man now? He's there with you, he's touching you, he's pulling you. What is it that you wanted to do?
I want to kill him.
You wanted to kill him?
Yeah.
Very good. And what occupation are you in today, Richard, as a matter of interest?
In the army.
And what did they do? What did they do, Richard? What did the army do? In wartime, what did they do?
Kill people.
They kill people, don't they? But they're all very much looking in control, aren't they? With these big macho guns, aren't they? They feel very macho and very much in control, isn't it? And they feel like men here, don't they? And they got control, don't they?
Yeah.
Very good. Now you're in there, this man is touching you, and what is it that that young Richard wants to do?
I just want to get away.
He wants to get away. He wants to get away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I asked you earlier, blushing is good because you can...
Avoid things, get away from things.
You can retreat and get away from situations, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
What do you feel in your body this minute, Richard? What are you feeling?
Heavy in my stomach, my ribs.
Okay.
Anger, frustration.
Feeling anger and frustration. Right. I want you to link and connect that memory now to another memory, Richard. Freely connect away now. Tell me the next thing now that comes to mind. The very, very next memory now that comes to mind. Very next thing. Now what are you seeing, please? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye?
I'm at home and I'm about 13, 14. I'm not sure. And I passed my sister on the stairs and I'm looking at her chest. And she sees me looking, and she's a bit indignant, and I kind of looked down and that I was caught looking. I asked, oh shit, I shouldn't do that. It's your sister, for God's sake. Just get a bit embarrassed by it.
The next thing that comes to mind, Richard. Very next memory now. What do you see now there? What are you feeling?
Just playing out in the back garden with my brothers. We have an argument. And I throw a metal bar at him or something like that. Just miss him. Something metal in him, and it bunks off the footpath and hits the wall. Puts a big hole in the house. Just gets so mad with him, so angry.
Continue now. Now what are you seeing? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye?
Just remember playing soccer just outside our backyard.
Continue now.
There's a friend of mine, and his mother is an alcoholic. They live just round the corner, a couple of doors from us.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the house one day. And upstairs to his mother. And his mother is lying on the bed and she's drunk. I think she's drunk. Yeah.
The next thing that comes to mind. Very next thing that happens now.
And she's lying on the bed in the lingerie or kind of silky underwear. Reddish, I think, or green. I can't remember. And she's calling me in. Just waving at me to come in. So I just get frightened and I run away. Run down the stairs and go out the house.
Continue now. The very next thing now that comes to mind. Now what are you seeing? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye?
Just thinking of her son. He's a friend of mine, and he was in the Merchant Navy and he was killed. I think it was murdered. About 10 years ago. Hadn't seen him for a couple of years before that.
very next thing now that comes to mind. The very next memory.
Just outside the back garden again, just on the street, playing cards with a group of people. It's kind of a gang, roughish kind of gang around the place. And I start getting friendly with them because I want to be with that gang. Just want to be accepted by them. Someone to fit in with. I'm playing cards and I lose what money I have. Just not much. So I go back in home and my father's jacket is hanging up on the banister. So I go in and I take some money out of his pocket. I don't take it all, just some change. Just to play cards again.
Okay, Richard, I want you to relax now just for a moment. Okay, just for a moment. Just relaxing now for a moment. Now, while you're relaxing now, I want you to be listening now very quietly to my voice. But while I'm talking to you, I want you to be darting your memory back into your past, seeing if you can find little recollections which vaguely fit what I'm saying. Now, some of what I'm saying may appear childish or silly, but I go through this with everyone at some point during the analysis. Now, it's often been said that the hands which rock the cradle rules the world. And that simply means that we receive from our mother's love, nourishment and security, and we need love, nourishment and security all our lives. And as we grow up, we go through various stages of development as children. Now, the first stage is the oral stage. Now, that's where a baby experiences everything through its mouth, its mother's breasts, bottles and so on. Now, often the baby may feel unloved and carry into maturity a feeling of insecurity. And then comes the anal stage. Now, this is the period when accidents happen, hot things burn, fragile things break, and of course the momentous task of bowel control with its failures and successes. Now, if you're good as a baby at bowel control, you are praised. If you're bad, you're reprimanded or punished, etc. And then comes the genital period of development, the childhood realization of the differences between boys and girls, the curiosity stage of our own and others' genitals. We're told to leave it alone. The birds would think it's a worm. Don't fiddle with it. The ducks will get it. Citrus needs to get it, little girl, and so on. Now, the realization that little boys and girls are not the same in their reaction to this. Now, some boys may say, look what a pathetic creature the girl is. He hasn't even got one, if you like, a budding chauvinist. And some little girls, not realizing that it's all little girls and not just them, may feel distinctively inferior or even jealous. It's as though he's got something for Christmas and she didn't. Now, in and around this time may come some confusion on the subject of blood. Now, can it be true, says the young inquiring mind, that girls actually bleed from down there? That can surely be true. You only get blood if you cut yourself. That's been painfully discovered already, and yet sometimes there is the evidence of one's own eyes to convince one. Perhaps the sight of blood down the toilet, or the discovery of a used sanitary towel, or the graphic or elaborate description provided by an elder brother or sister, or the well-meaning instruction of an adult, and yet it scarcely seems believable, blood from there. Well, I've got an explanation. Now, my explanation is silly, it's stupid, and I know it is, but then again, I'm not a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old. My explanation is this. Suppose, just suppose, that all little girls and all little boys were born exactly the same, and for some reason little girls are theirs, we say, cut off. Now, if that does not explain the blood, and if that doesn't explain the difference, I don't know what does. And it's not all that difficult to figure out who would do it, because dentists will pull your teeth out and you have gaping holes and gushing blood, and doctors will cut you open, take out your appendix or tonsils, and mum and dad can be very cross. They can say some funny things, these grown-ups, such as, leave it alone, the birds will think it's a worm, put it away, the ducks will bite it off, wet the bed once more and you get it cut off. Suppose, just suppose they really meant it, just suppose The ultimate penalty for naughtiness was a sharp pair of knives or a sharp pair of scissors. Now, I did say my explanation was silly and off the wall, and so it is. But again, that's all part of growing up now. That's all part of life. That's all part of coming to maturity. But for all of that, at a totally subconscious level, these impressions and fantasies of youth can produce anxiety about the possibility of castration. But again, that's all part of growing up. That's all part of life. That's all part of coming to maturity. And later on you go through what's called the puberty stage. That's where you experience growing pains, difficulties getting on with parents or teachers or friends. You notice bodily changes. Pimples on your face, hair on your face, your voice changes. You see pubic hair, experiencing wet dreams, experiencing erections constantly. You see sperm for the first time. You experiment with masturbation, maybe with others, maybe on your own in the bicycle shed, bathroom, bedroom, anywhere at all. Mixed feelings and emotions about boys and girls and sex and dressing up and animals and fantasies about the same sex or the opposite sex or the facts of life or where babies come from and all that sort of thing. But again, every boy, every young man in the universe goes through all of this. And just sending your mind back there now, Richard, back in time now, just looking for emotion now. Emotion now that's so troubled and so upset a young maturing mind now that the emotion is still there. And remember now, whatever thought comes into mind, good, bad, or indifferent, I want you to say it. Whatever comes into mind now. Now what are you seeing there, please? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind's eye? Doesn't matter what comes to mind.
I remember going to school on the bus and just the motion of the bus, just get an erection. As very inconveniently wouldn't go down. When the bus stops at my stop, you know, I have to try and move around without, so it doesn't protrude, and try and getting off the bus and hiding it with my sack. And at this stage I'm very tall, and I'm too tall for the bus as it is, so I'm conscious of the fact that I'm way taller than any of the other students, any of my fellow students, and I have to bend down getting out of the bus or walking along because I'm taller than the ceiling, and I can see above everybody else, and I think everybody is looking at me, as well as this I'm trying to hide my erection. This happens a lot, almost every day going in and out to school.
And how are you feeling now? Young Richard, how's he feeling when he's trying to hide himself like that? He feels everyone is looking at him.
Very embarrassed.
And what happens when you get embarrassed?
I blush terribly.
He feels everyone is looking at him now, and is he able to make eye contact with these people?
No.
No. What's he doing?
I'm looking down.
Looking down. Just linking and connecting with him, the very next thing now that comes to mind, the very next memory now, the very next thing that comes to mind.
Remember in school, I think it's first year, there's some lads passing around a porno mag or something like that. Some fella slagging each other about pages being stuck together and all this. I haven't a clue what they're on about. This fella said, it's stuck together there with sperm, and looking at dots on the page, and I'm still totally at a loss. And what are they on about? And on about masturbation and wanking and clue. I just start to pick things up as I hear things in conversations and this and that. Then I come to realization that sperm comes out of your penis. I think I knew that anyway, from probably wet dreams at that stage. I realized that you are able to make yourself come.
What are you seeing now? What are you feeling? What do you now see there in your mind?
It's Saturday. I'm in the bath. And just get an erection. I'm experimenting with masturbation. And I've in mind what I've heard from other people. And I just keep on masturbating until I come in the bath. I'm amazed. Totally amazing. That's why they're finding a new dimension on life or something. I remember once I discovered that I used to masturbate a lot. And,
if you tell me what you're seeing now, Richard, what are you feeling? What are you experiencing?
I used to be absolutely horrified of getting caught. And I recall a conversation with somebody saying that somebody else said there was a smell of sperm off somebody, and I said, oh my God, I hope there's not a smell of sperm off me. And I just thought I was sure I'm washing myself when I masturbated. And I used to always I used to be almost paranoid about getting caught, and nearly always think that, or would often be physically check mirrors in the bathroom in case thinking that my mother or father were after putting in a one-way mirror or two-way mirror, is it, or that they can look through anyway and see me, or checking in keyholes and checking in windows up over the bathroom doors. When I come out of the bathroom, I used to go back downstairs again. I used to think that, oh, my mother knows what I was doing up there. I just remember through the biology classes, saying that if you had any problems, that, to talk with your parents.